All right, so how are we feeling about Deion and the Buffs after this weekend? They beat Wyoming 37-20. It was a 13.5-point spread, so they won and covered for your alumni base, who I'm sure loves betting on these games. What did you think of the game, man?
We handled business. Now, like Coach Prime said, hey, I love how things were when we started the game, but towards the end, I got a little nervous. I'm like, all right, what's going on now? Wyoming, they didn't have a good offense. They had a really good running back.
They did. He's a freshman.
I like how he runs.
Me
he gets
too.
the hole, man.
Yeah, me
He's
too.
Fast. But they handled business, and that's all you can ask for. What did Prime say? He said he didn't believe in identity. He didn't care if they rode up there with a
I still can't
bug.
believe he said that.
He rode up there with a slug bug. He just wants to win, and that was the case in this game. You finally, if you didn't know anything else about this game, and finding out who you are as a team, who you are as an offense, defense, we all know this. The starting quarterback moving forward for the rest of the season.
You sure?
For the rest of the season.
All right.
Caden Salter. And he did a phenomenal
No matter
job.
what happens?
No matter what happens.
Really?
No matter what happens. He's a senior. He's a fifth-year senior. I'm still expecting the Buffs to be in it till the end. They may only have 5 games, and maybe it's that last game of the year where it's like, hey, you win that game, you go bowling. If that is the case, you still roll with Caden Salter.
All right, so
hold about the bowl, baby.
All right, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
There's a lot there, huh?
There's a lot. Covered a lot of ground there. You said it's all about the bowl, and they come down to the end before you win that last game. So for a month, hold on, for a month, I asked you and Drew, and you eventually buckled. You guys eventually buckled. Drew first, then you. Where you guys were saying 6-6 is the floor of this team, and I would say no, it's not. No, it's not. Are you now telling me 6-6 is the ceiling of this team?
I'm obeying my eyes right now. I'm looking at Texas Tech. I'm looking at TCU. Hell, even West Virginia.
Sure, they got the brakes beat off them this weekend. I'm pretty sure they lost big.
But because it's Big 12 play and anything can happen, you still have to watch out. Until I know what this team is all about, and we're talking about the Colorado Buffaloes, until I know the identity of this team, the identity of this offense, and it's going to be consistent, whether it's going to be, hey, we're going to run Caden Salter, we're going to do a lot of RPO, which that needs to be the case, and defensively they can be a little bit more stout in stopping the run and being able to play man coverage so they can bring pressure. I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, we're going to win 8 games. Now, I still believe that we can win some tough matchups and still get to a bowl game and still win 7, 6, 7, maybe 8 if you can find a way to beat some of these tougher teams. But you're going to be in it. And that's why I said no matter what with Caden Salter, Zach, you stick with him. He has rhythm, the timing, the processing down when he does stay in the pocket, when he's not. And he has some rhythm.
All right.
How does he not? He threw for 300 yards.
No, he played great. But I don't want to start talking about Caden Salter like he's time rhythm processing this this in the pocket passing quarterback.
No. But what I'm saying is for that game in Wyoming.
He shined, man, and good for that kid. Good for that kid.
You can't wait to jump on me about this. Oh, well, I don't know about the time and rhythm.
Well, I don't know about a couple of those things because if things get off the rails, like I don't know if they'll keep on rolling Caden Salter out there. I mean, I still think there's a scenario where they're going to rock with Juju down the stretch if the season is lost. But look, if they're competitive, you're going to keep riding with Salter. Let me just give him his roses. Like Caden Salter, I didn't think he was treated super fairly. Now, there might be some other stuff behind the scenes that we don't know about. And, there was like a hint, someone hinted at that after the game. And that's how, these guys are college kids, so maybe there was something to that. But you got to give him his props. 64% completion for 304 yards, 3 touchdowns, ran for another 86. Like, bravo. That was phenomenal, Caden Salter. And I'll also give flowers to Pat Shurmur. Honestly, I thought for that game on an island, just talking about Saturday night, I thought Pat Shurmur called a great game for your Colorado Buffaloes.
What about Mr. Robert Livingston, the defensive coordinator?
I wasn't as impressed because the one thing that Robert Livingston's defense have done is they get better in the second half.
Yeah.
He makes fantastic adjustments. I'm talking about a 2-year sample of Robert Livingston. Not so much in the second half against Wyoming. And things did get a little, not like they were ever going to lose, but it was a little bit like, okay, well, I'm not going to turn away this game quite yet because this is interesting enough.
I have PTSD from that Stanford game a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, hey, you have it in the bag no matter what. Even if they scored 2 touchdowns,
right,
you're still winning this game.
Right.
And next morning you wake up and Stanford won.
Yeah, and they had that one receiver that they couldn't stop. I forget the kid's name, but he went for like 200 yards.
He actually is a receiver for the Tennessee Titans right now.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, he was awesome on that night.
He was awesome. I mean, he got drafted because of that game.
And the one thing that I question moving forward about this team is the run defense. And if you have a freshman from Wyoming going for 126 yards in his third game ever, and they're rushing for 165, you're going to play a BYU team. And I know there'll be time to talk about that, but they have a kid named LJ Martin who is fantastic at the running back, and they ran for almost 200 on East Carolina this past weekend. So they have got to figure out that run defense, because if you can't stop the run, football becomes almost impossible.
No, and that's in anything you do. But, Zach, I will say this. It was against Wyoming. It was a late game. They had it in the bag, and I think that they let up off the gas a little bit defensively. And then all of a sudden you have this young running back that busted a couple long ones, which, by the way, I love how he runs the ball. Fast, shifty, explosive, hard runner. He's going to be a really good running back as he gets older.
Samuel Harris is his name.
Samuel Harris.
Yeah.
But in that game, as it got later, it seemed like the defense started to fall asleep a little bit.
Yeah.
That's not going to be the case when you're going up against an opponent that's going to be ranked. BYU, that's going to want to run the ball down your throat. That's going to want to take advantage of just being physical and out-physical you. So that's why I say that.
Well, get used to playing those teams that have the number next to their name. Number 25 BYU, number 24 TCU, and number 14 Iowa State is the next 3 opponents for the Buffs. So we'll circle back to this conversation. I have a couple follow-up questions, but I do want to get back to Broncos here. And they failed once again. The Denver Broncos failed once again in one of the NFL's most crucial areas. And we'll talk about it next.